All right, Nick, the Indianapolis Colts have made a lot of moves around the ball this offseason. And not just one side or the other. They've done a ton on both, whether it was bringing in Matt Ryan, the likes of Yannick Ngakoue, the likes of Stephon Gilmore. But I think one of the most intriguing players that the Colts have was brought in last year. That's none other than Michigan defender Kwitty Paye. And I think if Paye lives up to the hype this season for his potential breakout status, the Colts are going to end up paying him the big bucks. But anyways, I want to know, all around the ball, there's all kinds of hidden gems on this Colts team. Colts fans, let us know below in the comments, who is your candidate to be primed for a breakout season for the Colts? Is it Kwitty Paye? Is it somebody else? Let us know in the comments. But Nick, you have a story telling us why Paye may be primed for a breakout season.
Yeah, so speaking of that, Colts fans better pay attention to Nate Tice over at The Athletic. Tice wrote, Paye finished 2021 with only 4 sacks. A light bulb seemed to turn on for him the second half of his rookie year. Paye had 1 quarterback hit over his first 6 games before racking up 10 over the final 9 games he played. His pressure rate on pass rush snaps went from 4.7% over those first 6 games to 10.5% over his final 9. That latter rate, that 10.5% rate, matches Panthers Pro Bowl edge rusher Brian Burns. New Colts defensive coordinator Gus Bradley has historically been among the least blitz-happy play callers in the NFL, which puts even more of a priority on the pass rushers to get to the quarterback. With Yannick Ngakoue's career 55.5 sacks following Bradley to Indianapolis and All-Pro DeForest Buckner occupying the inside, Paye will get opportunities to use his speed and improving technique to tee off on opposing quarterbacks. All right, Miles. So you mentioned Kwitty Paye and his potential for a breakout year. What do you think? Do you think this year's shaping up big for him to have a big breakout season?
Yeah, Nick, and let's just take a look at the defense, okay? That front 7, first of all, is crazy. You got a ton of superstar talent. Obviously, Paye, if he pans out, is going to be a superstar. And you see DeForest Buckner in the middle is a freak athlete who can really demand double teams and get through the line of scrimmage. Obviously, Yannick Ngakoue, pass rush specialist. You've got Maniac Darius Leonard back there. But also in your secondary, you add Stephon Gilmore, who's going to be a huge addition as well. So I think Paye has all of the pieces around him to help him break out this season. And Michigan is a school known for developing great pass rushers. Obviously, this past offseason, David Ojabo and Aiden Hutchinson both came out of Michigan as top-tier graded first-round talent guys. Ojabo would have been in the first round if he not for getting hurt. But Paye has really primed to have a great season here. And I want to go to the stats for a second, okay, Nick? Paye has a ton of stats. Obviously, he had the 4 sacks, a couple other things. But I want to look at his pressures. He had 39 total pressures. But what can this mean? It means Paye gets to the passer, and I think he can start converting more and more now that he always had DeForest Buckner there, but you have Yannick Ngakoue on the other side to help demand some attention to that side of the ball. You have Stephon Gilmore to help in the coverage to allow you to get more time to the passer. I think Paye is primed to have his biggest season. Obviously, last season was his first season, but this is going to be a huge breakout season for Paye.
Yeah, you mentioned a lot of those guys on the Colts defense. I think in order to keep Colts fans from yelling at us like they tend to do with some of our videos, we have to mention Grover Stewart.
Oh, legend.
With his greatest football player of all time. Otherwise, Colts, we bring that up because Colts fans tend to leave angry comments when we don't talk about Grover Stewart and the impact he has on that defense. So we make our obligatory Grover Stewart reference here. But talking to Paye, and you brought up his time at Michigan. I think I look back at his draft profile coming back to last season, what NFL.com wrote about him, and I think it's very telling. They mentioned his great work ethic and determined effort. If you're going to be a team's number 2 pass rusher, which Paye will be, Yannick Ngakoue is obviously number 1, you want a high motor guy. You want a guy who has that relentless energy and drive to get after the quarterback, because that's how you actually convert those pressures into sacks a lot of times, especially if you got a guy off the edge and Ngakoue and a guy in the middle like Buckner, creating those opportunities where the quarterback may move and get displaced due to pressure in his face or on his blind side. Having a high motor like Paye did at Michigan could result in a high level of production in terms of sacks in the NFL. I also love the fact, looking at his draft profile, his just raw athleticism. I'm just going to go through some of these points. So they're all pretty impressive. Possesses rare short area quickness and agility, explosive, twitched up ball of power. I've never heard of a defensive lineman referred to as a ball of power before. That's pretty impressive stuff. Leverage and leg drive to work across the block post contact. Hard to move around by single blaze blocks. Pursuit speed is upper echelon. I mean, it just goes down the list. Just his physical tools are off the charts. He has the background, like you said, coming from Michigan, where they know how to breed NFL talent. He now has the players around him. So, everything's lining up for Kwitty Paye to have a huge season like you mentioned, going into year 2 in his NFL career.
All right, Nick, it's time to get your internet privacy back today on every device you own in any country you want. Don't let anyone but you control your internet. NordVPN keeps you safe from prying eyes wherever you go online with their military-grade encryption. Is your favorite Netflix or streaming content blocked in the US? You can simply connect to one of the many countries available with NordVPN and get the access you need.
That's right, Maya. So right now, get our exclusive NordVPN deal here at nordvpn.com/SMI. It's risk-free now with NordVPN's 30-day money-back guarantee. Again, get that exclusive deal, nordvpn.com/SMI.